Welcome to my study today. Few, fewer and fewest. How do we use these to talk about small quantities? Oh, and I'll show you how to use them in your spoken English to make it really sound like a native speaker. At the end, there's an exercise to practice. Let's get started. Few and a few are determiners that we use with plural nouns, like this. In a positive sentence, we have a few apples on our tree. This means some, but let's contrast that with a negative sentence. We have few apples on our tree, which really means not many. But you have to be careful here because when you speak, you can't always hear the difference between few and a few. So in a negative sentence, we usually say we don't have many apples. We change it to a negative many. But I can hear you saying, just a minute, Charles. What does few mean and a few? How much exactly is it? Well, it depends on the opinion of the speaker. Look at this. There are a few chips left, aren't there? Now that's a negative tag question, so we expect a positive answer. Yes, a few. But how many is a few? Is that enough to feed, say, 3 people? Or someone else might say, no, I'm very hungry. That's not enough. So it depends on the opinion of the speaker, which one you choose to use. Few on its own can mean almost none.
There's always going to look, I would say, without insight.
Few politicians are trusted by the people. That's very true in my country. It probably is the same in yours. There were too few tractors, so the harvest was lost. Now we can modify few with too to make it stronger.
Oh no!
John failed his exam because very few of his answers were correct. And there's another modifier to make few stronger. Very few. We can say in a positive sentence that a few, be careful with that, a few roughly means some, like this. I may be a few minutes late. I may be some minutes late. We went to London a few days ago, and you could substitute some. We went to London some days ago. We can put some other words in front of few to change its strength. The first few people, the last few people, the next few months, every few days. Fewer as a comparative word causes native English speakers a lot of problems because it's used with plural words, like this. I have fewer apples than you. So what's the mistake? Well, the big mistake, even in television journalism, if you would believe it, is I have less apples than you. We simply can't say that. We have to use fewer, but it's very, very common in English to make this mistake. Fewer can be used with other modifiers. There will be far fewer free tickets this year. In other words, there won't be as many free tickets this year as there were last year. Even fewer people are wearing face masks now. This is where I want to stress fewer, even fewer, not as many as there were before.
Shh, quiet.
And it can be used simply with the definite article. The fewer people know about this, the better. In other words, the smallest amount of people possible, because he doesn't want to share his secret. Fewest is a superlative whose opposite is most, and we use it like this. Who received the fewest votes in the election? The smallest amount. Now let's take a closer look at spoken English again, because I think it's worth making this point. I have quite a few books. Notice the modifier here is quite, and I did do a video on this some time ago, and I'll put a link below if you're not quite sure about quite and rather, but it stresses the amount. I have quite a few. This girl, though, says, I have few books. Well, she wouldn't actually say that because it's difficult to hear a few and few. So we change it in spoken English. I have hardly any books. I don't have many books. Well, I hope that helps you with few, fewer and fewest. They're not the easiest words to use in English. If you found the lesson useful, could I ask you to please subscribe below and ring that bell. Thanks. Now here's a written exercise for you to practice. The answers follow. Exercise 1. Complete the sentences with few, a few, too few or fewer. The answers follow. Exercise 1. Answers. Next time we should look at some more difficult words: little, less and least. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe below and I'll see you next time. Bye.